first, not my first, but like, I mean, I guess it can be like kind of sort of my first live work. No, because we did other shows. What it do, Geek Crew? How are you guys?
What it do?
What it do, Trey?
All right. So it's been a minute since we did this, so we about to get into some hot topics. Hello, TikTok. You guys on TikTok, you guys are also going to be hearing our recording on the Discord as well too, so you guys get to see all the little behind the scenes stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's welcome to the crew, JC and True Story. So,
Hi.
hola. We got Allison Salt in the building tonight. Some other people might pop in as well too, but Allison's here holding it down for now.
Hey.
Hola. All right. So we already got that out of the way. What do you guys? We got a couple things to talk about tonight. What do you guys think about the Mendez brothers potentially getting out?
I think that they've technically done their time. I think there's been enough of an investigation that I don't think it was ever truly determined without a shadow of a doubt whether or not they were sexual victims, but they clearly, based on psychological observation, had showed some kind of sign. But what put into question is their lack of empathy at times, I think, or just the way they would demonstrate themselves. And I would say, I don't think that they were necessarily a danger to society. I just think that when you're put in a certain environment and in a condition, it's almost going to naturally cook, or if not create, these kind of environments that could potentially go bad. Because I mean, it's not a guarantee. Like, people can grow up in really bad situations, and that doesn't necessarily make them bad people.
True. Did you watch the documentary by any chance?
No. There were two different documentaries on Netflix, so I wasn't quite sure which one was supposed to be the actual trial run, and then there was another one that was kind of like a third person speculation about the brothers. So I didn't get a chance to watch them all thoroughly, so I definitely wouldn't be able to speak on their review. But what did you think?
I actually got to watch both. And I didn't know that given the history or whatever, like, I'm not condoning any like violence and stuff like that. I do think maybe possibly they have done their time, but I'm just sitting there like, I did not know that they were pretty much the start of the Me Too movement. Did you know that?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because it's like, yes, they committed a crime and technically they should be punished for that crime, but we can't negate the fact that those things were happening.
True.
Or at least they could have happened. It's all allegedly.
It is all allegedly, and everything on the show is said allegedly. I almost forgot to say that.
You're welcome.
Good catch. Documentary, yes, it shows like, they thought their parents was going to kill them, and they sat there, they wanted to have one up on them, and they just pretty much went ham.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much like, I'm just like more so focused on the now. Like, how would they be able to get out and just be like okay with life right now? Like, they don't even know what an iPhone is.
That is a great question, which goes back to really whether they are or aren't going to be or pose a safety risk out in society.
In other words, they are potentially at risk of reoffending, is what you're saying. Yeah, no, that's definitely.
There have been so many people who have gone and been rehabilitated in prison for many years, have gotten degrees, as all types of certifications, and are great all across the board, as attorney Gascon says, okay, that they're doing good across the board in jail, and they're helping disabled inmates and these type of things. The image that they have now opposed to when they first came in. True. And he even says that they have not even gotten into any violent altercations in prison. But that is not to prove But that is not to prove or to say that when they get out, they're going to be, maintaining the same character.
You're absolutely right. There is definitely like any person in that position has risk of reoffending.
Yeah, true. Y'all actually are both right, and I feel that I'll be very curious to know, like I would like, I don't know if even if it happens, because they were trying. It sounds like they were trying to get out before Christmas. I don't think.
I mean,
it's
I don't think they're so unattached that they couldn't assimilate. I just think what a lot of people, I just think what ends up being really stressful is the fact that they were in a very, you're in a very structured environment, when you're in that type of place, and then you kind of arguably get thrust back into the world and they expect you to just be normal again.
Yeah.
And it's not that easy. And that's
Well,
fine. I almost expect it to be difficult, but like there should be a net of some kind for someone to be there to at least like take them in for like a couple weeks to help them like assimilate to things and just be like, okay, I'm gonna help you get a job, and like we're gonna find you an apartment, and we're gonna like try to get a system, a routine down. Because otherwise, I agree with you. Like there's a potential, just because they did well in a structured environment doesn't mean that they're going to be trusted to be able to respond accordingly to potential future stressful conflict. What if they have an interaction with a male superior that reminds them of their father? Are they going to be able to control themselves and be able to act accordingly, or are they going to react?
Like I know some people get like like an occupational therapist sometimes to go. I mean, I guess that would be like a life coach that they would need to hire to get them through life or something like that, because yes, like it's going to be.
And I mean, people that aren't in prison get life coaches, so I think that's a very practical approach to start with.
And just like DJ Amazing Grace said, like it's going to be a whole new world and a lot more freedom. So
yeah, and they haven't had that in a long time, so it just may be overwhelming.
Yeah, it's going to be overwhelming. I mean, like, I don't know. It's going to be so much to deal with. Like, just think about dating itself. It's going to be so chaotic for them because, like, everybody knows you're big.
But they're married.
I don't even believe. Yeah, they're both married, right? They're both married, but I don't even believe that any intimate relationship is really what's going to make the difference. It's the reality that hits them within themselves that, wow, I am no longer restricted from being in certain spaces in certain areas, or on and so forth. Now they can lay themselves out regardless of how old they are,
right.
And also listen, after you listen, okay, cool, they may have a possibility to get this looked over, right? However, think about this. If you shoot one time in defense, that's great. The second time is a choice. After that, baby, this is
it's intentional.
And this man let off on his mother.
Yeah.
He emptied his pistol and then reloaded, pointed to her cheek and blew her face off. Now, I get you can be mad at your dad. You were molested and abused. That is completely understandable of why you are upset.
But now, do you think that the reason why they took even more of it, because I please correct me because I may be wrong, but I believe when it came to when the coroner examined both of the parents' bodies, they did find, a lot of passionate trauma wounds on the father, but it seemed like the mother got a lot more damage than the father. Am I correct on that?
Because they kind of like pumed their head off. And I was just like,
because is it possible that they feel even more anger and resentment towards the mother because she allowed it? So they're just unloading all those emotions.
That's very
right.
well
Allegedly, that is what said that she
again, not saying it's justified. I just want to make that very clear. I am not saying it's justified. I'm more just thought process. You know what I mean?
Facts. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting if they do get out. And, like, I don't know. It's like, are people going to, like, look at them as, like, fetishes?
I think there's always going to be somebody. I'll be honest. There's always going to be somebody.
Yeah,
But I think they're going to have a hard time because people are still going to look at them as murderers at the end of the day, though.
yeah.
Like,
But you know what's crazy
yeah.
is not. You know what generation actually kind of stuck up for them? What is the
Ooh.
the Gen Zers or the Gen?
Are you serious? Well, it's okay. They
They're
know there's
the ones.
something not right.
They are actually the ones that said that pretty much like they did their time, and then like based on the given facts, or whatever, like like he was emotionally, it was a whole bunch of mental issues going on or whatever, and I was like they've been fighting for them, rooting for them, and then I guess this has been going on ever since the whole Me Too movement or whatever. So I was just like, damn.
But I mean, I still think it raises a valid point to say just because they did their time, just because they look like they're cooperative in this setting, can you truly say that they are prepared to handle the real life challenges of life and be able to act accordingly and not act like just because somebody upset you or wronged you, are you going to be able to act accordingly or are you going to do that?
True.
So I mean, only time will tell. And that's if they even get out.
Premeditated murder. This is not just, oh, I was just so upset, I got so full of rage, and this is what it was. It's premeditated, cold-blooded murdering of humans. Let it be alone their parents. And they may have been, not innocent themselves as far as the parents. However, certainly that's not deserving of the hole in the face. And oh wait, please let's not forget the constant fabrication of a lot of the things that they were telling allegedly, and also getting other people to allegedly lie for them as well.
True.
And the unremorseful shopping spree.
Yeah, like they were just out there just spending money like it was like it was just no more money.
Exactly.
Like, it was
exactly.
Like, they had a motive. Like they knew they was going to get caught.
I mean, I feel like it's because they knew they were going to be arrested. Like I think they knew, so they were just going to enjoy that time. Because think about it, if you and I guess
maybe not.
I'm looking about how they handled being in the trial. If you look how they were emotionally composed, they very much looked like they were prepared to go to jail.
Wait a minute, maybe not they knew, but that oldest one definitely knew that they were.
Oh yeah,
because the youngest one,
like because his demeanor very much gave me, no, I know what's happening here.
Yeah, no Lord. All right, so let's go ahead and switch the topics. Hold on, I gotta switch glasses.
Wait, before, I don't mean to cut you off, but before we end this, I just like to say, DA Nathan Hodgman, if you're listening, please take your time in reviewing all the facts and all the evidence before you make this decision.
Well, hold on, because maybe on a later topic we might need them to have a job later. Anyway, that's for a later topic. So I mean, this might and on a later topic next too, they might be pardoned. So whatever. So I'm
oh my.
But no, all right. So let's go ahead and get into like Diddy. Let's go and get some Diddy.
Oh man.
What have you guys heard latest? Because this dude has been almost cussed.
This trial has been interesting. The last thing that I personally heard is he was requesting to not be in jail anymore and to try to do like house arrest.
4 times a night. 4 times. I'm just like, damn. And then like they're talking about like they're going to get back in the courtroom next week and there's going to be something new. And then also today, just one of the latest updates as well too, is he is talking about he was promised a laptop so he can review his case and take notes and review all his records and all that bullshit. Yes, he's entitled to that. But I guess he thought he was gonna have access to this laptop the whole time, and they're just like, no, you have certain times for this laptop. Like you either get it from like 8 to 3, or you get it from from 2 to 5. But and you're gonna be in this room, like it's not gonna be in your personal cell room. It's going to be in that's crazy.
He's hilarious.
He is.
He's just hilarious to me.
What do you think
I feel this way. Listen, because. Look, he is the worst and the audacity of him to even bring up any constitutional rights of what's being given or not given to him, after the shenanigans he's doing. But
Oh my gosh.
he's the new orange, and P. Diddy, he is happy that he gets to walk into the courtroom and deal with this with no handcuffs, which was, something that he was getting some sort of grief about because, like, you happy just because you don't have cuffs on, but that's all for the image, and we know that. Um, P. Diddy, I believe, he needs to not be mad of being watched. He knows who he dealt with, the same people
He's
that
been
is
watching people
claiming
this whole time.
exactly the same people he worked with, probably the same people in the same departments, okay? And it's all for entertainment. Now I'm saying literal, don't take it literally, okay?
Mhm.
Allegedly, that
Allegedly.
he's been watching these people, and the same people that he is watching him now was there in the shenanigans.
And like they said, it's all been learned behavior. So I mean, like he's learned this from somebody else apparently.
Exactly. Exactly. And there's no reason to be walking around with a soggy lip crying now about what's being done.
But that's why you have to wonder, are they gonna ultimately offer him some kind of plea?
Look at.
I think so too. I mean, I think Alex. I guess I do.
Because if that's the question of you learned that from somewhere, then who did you learn that from?
Clyde Davis allegedly. Huh?
Because
I was like, huh? No. So hold on, because I was about to say. So allegedly today or this week or something like that, another court order was subpoenaed to Diddy's house, but apparently not for Diddy.
really?
Yeah, it was for one of his sons.
Oh yeah, no, I think I heard about that.
Yeah. So allegedly, like he was hold on, sorry to pop in this room because somebody popped in. It ain't supposed to be in here. Anyway.
Right, DJ. It was all good at the parties. He didn't care about his constitutional rights when them freak beats was coming on, huh?
Mhm.
Oh no, he didn't.
But no, I was just like,
He
damn,
didn't.
like all this is this. Ooh. Apparently, it was like one of the assistants or like one of the housekeepers and like one of the house people, one of the workers, that one of the staff members in the house, whatever. He allegedly like was like you just pretty much trying to force himself on her, and like he pretty much like took off his stuff or whatever, and then begin to do the essay stuff or whatever. And then like he got frantic because like another, I guess like a bodyguard or some type of another male staff member or a staff member of the house walked in or something, or walked in on them, and she was just basically like, let me go and get something to drink, or let me go like out and finish my job or whatever. But she knows she like feel funny like after she took a little sippy or something.
Ooh-wee.
And I was like, be careful, you gotta be careful around them Diddy drinks. If you ain't bring your dick,
You gotta tell him no.
Look, something that worked for me all my whole little club in life or whatever. Yo, keep your drink in your right hand or the hand of your most dominant hand. When you go to the bathroom, fellas, because it's usually in a red cup or something like that or whatever. Hold that shit with your mouth. Make sure your drink never leaves your sight. And ladies, make sure your drinks never leave your sight.
That is.
Don't take drinks from people that you didn't see make that drink.
You didn't see it be made. Don't even take a drink as a gift.
Nope. And then if you do, just fake that shit. Don't even. No.
Toss it in the plant. I promise you, the environment will forgive you.
Look, do the old swapperoo.
With you?
But no, this is they're definitely. I don't know. There have definitely been some interesting characters to watch. This whole little Combs trial, everything's being reopened, and then like allegedly like the bodyguard or whatever that used to work for him, and now he's unalive as well too, and then like he passed away from pneumonia. It's like everybody keep passing away from pneumonia that has came in contact with this man, and it's just like damn.
Yeah, this man has a trail of
I know it's cold and flu season, but damn, like everybody keep popping up with pneumonia. And we ain't even like a good 20 days in yet. But nah.
I feel like there's some evilness to Didi. There's some evilness. Just like they said that Kim Porter had started dating, and the person that she had started dating allegedly Diddy left a bomb like that person's car.
Oh wow.
It's like stuff like that, like so she couldn't escape him because even if she wanted to, she wasn't allowed to date anybody else, or he was going to threaten these people with their lives allegedly. It's too much.
I cannot wait for this to goes to trial because at this point, I say he needs to stay his ass in there because he's trying to pay a $50 million bond, bail
You know
to,
what's crazy too?
handle this.
So I follow like a lot of real estate pages or whatever, and it's like like a lot of celebrities real estate pages, whatever. And his houses are up for sale, whatever. Ain't nobody buying
I
them,
bet.
and they are dropping in
I
price
bet.
allegedly.
I bet. And I cannot wait. It just, at this
May
point,
12th.
is
What
so
is it? May
much.
12th? I can't remember. What then
Right.
it's
May
somewhere on here
5th
on
or
Geeked Out
something
with
like
Trey.
that.
Go check out the
Exactly.
podcast, y'all. Geeked Out with Trey. Yo,
I
it's on there.
cannot
The
wait.
trial date is dropped on there, whatever. And then pretty much everything that we're talking about today, you're also going to find the links on the actual podcast page on my YouTube page. So go
I
like and
cannot
subscribe
wait.
and follow my page. Thank you. Yes, I'm
Hey.
really curious to see. And then there's just a lot of alleged talk about like J Lo just unfolding, and it's just like everything popping up, and then
Oh, the fact that the divorce is actually happening. I mean, like, honestly, I'm kind of disappointed and sad for them. I'm sure they really wanted it to work, but like, whatever
I'm sad for
was the situation, it just wasn't gonna.
I'm sad for Ben because she knew that shit was gonna happen.
How do you know? What do you mean?
Like, I'm sad for Ben in this because like probably Ben like this was like his last hurrah. Like I'm gonna get this shit straight or whatever. And then she know what she was doing with Diddy when she was with Diddy. She knew she was gonna eventually get caught up probably or whatever. And then this shit was already unfolding before she got married. So she knew that she was going to probably be attached or her name was going to be thrown around allegedly in some way, shape, or form. So she kind of said that,
So, do you think?
huh?
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I guess it was a compulsory thought. Do you think then that they divorced so that he wouldn't be affected by this if things were to happen for her legally?
Allegedly, I think he trying to distance himself away from it, and like it was like the best thing. Like I think that man was probably pissed. Like like damn,
That
I was trying to get.
I mean, he probably was pissed and hurt because maybe she lied about it and he gave her a chance to tell the truth and like.
I feel like he heard this through somebody. I don't feel like he heard it directly from her. I feel like he probably heard this to somebody, like a friend of a friend of a friend.
But I feel like and they had to have had the conversation. But I don't think that isn't a possibility. Like he may have heard it, unfortunately, from an outside source, and they may have had a conversation that ultimately may or may not have confirmed something that made them ultimately, I guess, decide not immediately. I don't think that was probably their immediate thought was, oh, we need to get divorced. I'm sure it was like probably a few conversations of them being like, this isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm. And how is this going to affect me and all this other jazz? I was just like, damn. But anyway, that's nor here nor there. We were talking about Diddy. But yeah, no, I mean, like this man's kind of.
Well, that's his reach, though. There are other people that he's associated with that are technically also like under speculation because of their constant, frequent, relationship with him. And that's people we know, like Ellen DeGeneres.
I mean, I think even too, like even with that, like I feel sorry because like if you were photographed with this man, like I said this too before, if you were ever photographed with this man, you were just a person of interest. Even if you were,
Well, it's unfortunate that once upon a time, getting a photograph with Donald Trump or getting a photograph with Will Smith or getting a photograph with, Harvey Weinstein or getting a photograph with P. Diddy was considered, oh, wow, that's so cool.
mm-hmm.
But when you discover something about someone that suddenly, I think it's like any perception. Like at first, it's if you really like someone, then obviously you're going to see a really bright side to them. But if you don't like somebody, I think it's really easy to see the dark sides in them, or at least to respond to the sour sides. So I feel like when society kind of discovered these aspects about them, they were really displeased with them and almost shamed to even have ever met them.
Too, what I also think, if Diddy does get pardoned by the president-elect, that is going to be the solid. Oh, thank you. That's going
to be wild.
That's going to be the solid confirmation that he has, like, all them 34 counts that he is stuck up on or caught up on allegedly or whatever, them charges or whatever. That just going to confirm that thing if Diddy gets out. Like, that's going to be some shit. Because I'm just like, I'm pretty sure allegedly he probably had something to do at them parties too as well too. Orange Man.
I don't know, man. I'm neither confirmed nor denied.
I mean, I'm not confirming nor denying, but I'm just saying there's like a lot of talk about who went to Epstein Island lately and all those other things. And
Oh, there was a whole documentary, actually.
yeah,
There were two. One is specifically about Jeffrey, and the other one is actually about what's homegirl's name? Oh my god. It's slipping my mind. But oh, I'm sure you guys who did follow the case know exactly who I'm talking about. But they made two separate documentaries just on these people alone. I feel like the name is like just right on the tip of my tongue. It's gonna come out of nowhere in the middle of this podcast, I assure you. But it's just wild how much he could get away with by slipping in regular, degular, unknown girls. He's not out here trying to harvest popularity from like wealthy, popular, known young girls. Like, he's going to try to poach the ones that no one's going to notice. So it's really crazy how many girls he was able to get on this island, let alone to a mansion.
And it's crazy too is like who we haven't really heard. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys may have heard something, but I haven't really heard from Jaguar Wright. Have you guys heard anything from her lately?
No.
Well, I've seen clips in here and there, but
Like,
nothing super recently.
yeah, I was.
Actually, her Instagram hasn't really been going off.
It's crazy. She's been quiet ever since Jay-Z and Beyonce started to clapping back because they were quiet in the beginning with all this stuff, and they was just like, y'all gonna stop throwing my name around. Them Carters was no.
Oh, there was a clapback. Do tell. I don't always stay on with netizens, but
no.
Tell me what was this clapback?
So pretty much, basically, allegedly. Well, it wasn't allegedly. We all saw it. It was on the national news. I can't remember the guy's name. It starts with a P. The guy over there in the UK or whatever. He's like really big on like reporting stories and stuff like that or whatever. And she went on that show and she was just like throwing around their name. And then that show started making a little bit more. It gained a lot of followers and all this other stuff. Whatever. Like it's a very popular show.
Okay.
So like they started following or whatever, and then like they started talking whatever, and I think that was just like enough. Like I think they just had enough. They pretty much was like, "Yo, dude, take that shit down, or we gonna start getting legal." And let me tell you something. That homeboy came up there, did a little national apology to the Carter family, and took that shit down. They were not playing. And then ever since then, she just been like, where's she been? I ain't seen her.
Oh wow. I mean, no, you're not wrong. I don't think I've really seen her in a little bit.
Piers Morgan.
Yeah, Piers Morgan. That's what it is. I was just like, what the hell? I was like, it starts with a P. But no.
Oh, Pierce. Yeah, well, I could see Pierce entertaining that.
Yeah, I would say this about Jaguar, right? Because we both from the same hood. She from North Philly. I'm from Southwest. I would say like all of the stories, like some of these stories that she allegedly told or whatever have come to light and made somewhat truthness to it or whatever. But there was never ever any hard facts proven to us. Like we just kind of like believed everything, and it was like, oh, okay, it came out, but like we still ain't seen no video yet. So I just wanted to point that out there as well too. Like she's really never shown us any type of facts or videos or. I mean, she just told us these stories, or what she thinks or what she allegedly knows, and all this stuff like that. And then like it's always like, oh, there's a tape out there. There's a tape out there. All right, well, where are these tapes now? Uh-oh, what we got in the comment section? Hold up. All right. So
what's happening in there?
There's a lot of people popping up in here. Thank you guys. Thanks for all the likes and subscribes. Go check out the page. Let's see. What y'all think about the latest Whitney Williams situation?
My heart breaks for her.
Yeah. Mine's do too. Yeah. I grew up on Wendy.
I mean, people always say, you reap what you sow. And Wendy, she's been a messy girl for a long time. She's come for people's lives and livelihood and said some really harsh things, especially when she was on the radio. But I still don't think that like this should be her karma. Like, I think that some of this probably triggered from her divorce,
I think a
and
lot of it's triggered from their divorce.
yeah, it's just like this fall from grace, from being number one and being on the top of the world to, losing your family and then losing your show and your health. My heart breaks for her. That's all I can say.
Do you think that this dementia, because for us looking out on the outside, I mean, looking in from the outside, was this something that gradually started to happen, or
I think so because I used to watch.
did it?
I was a big fan of the show. So all right, so a little bit of my story because this is your first time on the show. So I grew up in
Mhm.
Wendy. You from New York, so you know.
I am.
So you already know, like she used to be on Power 99 and all that shit back in the day or whatever.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I'm from that era as well too, where I used to like come home from school, Wendy's on the radio or whatever. Then over time, oh, Wendy got a TV show now.
Mhm.
So I got more involved and more involved. Like I used to not really care for the TV show, but her radio show at
The talk
first,
show?
but
Oh.
then she started
Mhm.
like dropping like all types of like the celebrity news or whatever. And then she pretty much was like
Mhm.
she was that one that was like when they was afraid to ask it, she would just say it. So
Yeah,
like
because
that
she
was
was
always
raw,
yeah, it was raw
gritty
and like it kept it
with her.
entertained.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
after that or whatever, it's just like okay, she wrote me in or whatever. Like then okay, then all right. So that then years later or whatever, her husband, pretty much becomes controlling of her, allegedly. Becomes controlling of her, of the money and all this stuff for that, whatever. Like Wendy already had money before she met her husband. Um, they sit there, they get married, and all this other stuff, whatever. He starts cheating, and this is all in her documentary as well too, and in the movie as well too. Um, he's cheating, and he's controlling, and all this other stuff like that, whatever. He starts doing things at the show, and then like at the show when he would like. There was a time where she wasn't going home. She was going to like the crazy house. She would go to the crazy house or whatever, and he was having her sent to the crazy house. Like
Mhm.
she would come shoot the show, and then she'd have to go back after the show. She'd have to go whatever. And he was putting her in it through all that whatever. So like I think he was like a
Mhm.
big problem of like the cheating, the putting her in a crazy house, or whatever, being controlling and all that stuff like that, whatever. And it's like they've been together for like 20 something plus years or whatever, and then like they were supposed to. Then on top of that, he turns around to get his side chick pregnant.
Right.
Not only did he get the side chick pregnant or whatever, but like they lived in the house, like
Oh no,
not too far from her house.
that's really bold.
She walked up to the house, whatever, she did her investigation of her, like, how Wendy does her normal shit. She went in there, did her normal shit or whatever, and she found the house, spray painted the house, and fucked up the house, whatever. And then, yeah, like the car had garage, but the garage had cars in it, whatever. All things paid for with Wendy's money. So, like, he was like living his whole double life. Not to mention, he also went out and bought her like a business as well, too. The side chick.
Yep.
Which is crazy. That's like what I just think that's crazy for him to use his wife's money to do all that. That was just so wild to me. Like the boldness, the audacity.
Exactly. It's audacity for me. All right. So, it's been a couple weeks. How are you guys feeling about the election?
I've made peace with it.
So, I just feel like we're just going to do what normal black people do. And then that's just, all right, well, here we are.
I mean, because we are.
This is the cards we were dealt. All right, whatever. Here we go. Let's just go on and get through with this shit and let's just make do. I don't know. What's crazy is I also oftentimes, I always like, oh, we're probably going to go back to COVID, or oh, we're going to go back to all saying like, Black Lives Matter and all that stuff like that. I think this is actually going to be a different time. I don't think we're going to be saying Black Lives Matter. I think we're going to be saying like maybe a different nationality matters. Maybe it's the majority that voted for him as well too. And I know that majority from like back in the 90s or whatever, they will cut motherfucker pretty much. So like when you piss them off, whatever. So like I just feel like those are the type of people that you don't want to piss off and step in that field because I think you will FAFO. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But nah, I think we just made this is. But are y'all boycotting the situation as well too?
I had really strong feelings about the election before the election.
Mm.
But like you said, afterwards, you're like, okay, it is what it is. You just make do with do. And of course, I can't speak too much on politics, so
Right,
I'll leave it alone.
right. Um, mm. I was about to say, are you guys boycotting certain stores, or y'all boycotting the whole list? No one, just me.
It might be just you.
Like I'm not going to like Home Depot. I don't have no need to go to Home Depot anyway. So
I usually go to Lowe's, honestly, so I guess it just didn't bother me.
I mean, I was going to go to those too, but I ain't got no home, so I ain't got to go to Home Depot. So like, I was already boycotting that situation before we all hopped on board. And then like, there's the McDonald's situation. I mean, breakfast is going to be looking a little bit different lately. I ain't need that McDonald's anyway.
Well,
There's like Wendy's on that list.
I stopped eating at Wendy's for personal reasons, so that's fine.
you already had beef?
It just, the quality has really gone downhill.
You know, I can, ever since like they changed the, all their yellow shit or whatever, like, when Wendy's used to be yellow back in the day or whatever, like that's
Yeah.
that's basically when Wendy's
They had flavor then.
yeah,
They used to put bacon on their Caesar salads.
right. When pretty much when Dave was alive, like that shit was popping back in the day.
It was the moment.
There is some other stores too. There will be a full list attached to this. So definitely y'all on TikTok, go follow the podcast. Let's see what we got here. All right. So it's Thanksgiving time. What is you guys' most hated dish this time of year?
Oh gosh, if I had to say, chitlins, honestly, not a fan.
We are right
I
there together.
agree.
We're right
I
there together.
agree.
We are right there
Yep.
together. I made a TikTok video and everything. I'm just like, I'm so sick of like that is the biggest thing I've saw this year of people cleaning fucking chitlins on fucking TikTok. Why are you cleaning chitlins on TikTok? And first of all, why aren't we free? Are we free?
Stop acting like this is about to be the bomb. You know what? Let me not say that. I will just say chitlins is an acquired taste. You have to you either like it or you don't. It's that kind of dish.
I don't. Why are you eating stomach?
Look, people eat tripe, man.
Why?
Because it's good for you, but I don't want it. It's chewy.
She
It's
said
just
because
weird.
it's good for you, but I don't want it. It's just like pig's feet, pork chops,
all
any of them
byproducts.
things.
Those are all byproducts that you should. I would not eat those products. Like no, like that's not.
You can ingest a lot, honestly. It's just we don't normally do it because it's just the visual presentation and the social acceptance. But the reality is it's all edible things. I just am letting you know I'm making the choice to not engage with it. I understand. I just do not want it.
I don't want to, and I can say this now because my dad's passed away. Because I actually used to get in trouble because I used to call it shitlings. Yes.
Oh no.
Shitlings, and it got to the point where like I was saying it so much that my brother's girlfriend, she's Puerto Rican, and so she just was like she was starting to call them shitlings, and she thought that was the real name for it or whatever.
Oh no! Please tell me she didn't go around.
Yeah, she went around my dad. We was at the table one day, and I was so scared. I had the person I was dating with dating with at the time there as well too, and he was just like, "You gonna stop calling them shitlins?" They were chitlins. He was just like, "You stop saying that." I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like I'm not. I was like, I'm in my 30s. Why are you threatening me? I don't even live here.
Stop yelling at me.
Why do I even feel like I need to go to my room right now? I'm just like, no. But he's not here no more, so I can talk about that now. And then, yes, I started calling them shitlings again. Like, that's just disgusting. Like, that. Oh, when I come over to somebody's house, whatever, I usually do ask, like, hey, is there chitlins here? Because, like, sometimes people can trick you. You can't smell them, especially if it's a bunch of black people. I always ask, like, is there chitlins here? Like, not because I want chitlins, but because I don't want to open that pot. That shit
Right.
will hit you. That shit that waft.
Right.
This shit smell like trash truck juice in August.
Ooh-wee.
And my thing is, after you clean the chitlins, anybody who's cleaned them definitely shouldn't want to eat them.
Exactly.
This is hair and corn and all this bullshit in that. Like, why
All
do
that
you want to
poverty.
eat this?
That is poverty.
And yet they do
You want to eat that?
with passion.
We gonna put some potatoes in here. We gonna put some
That's because our
celery and like that shit is so
DNA,
nasty.
our DNA remembers. It's imprinted in our DNA. So until we start, changing that cycle there and implanting our seeds with no longer in that struggle eating,
I
then
broke that cycle.
that's
Right.
Mhm.
I broke
My
that cycle. That is a tradition I did not pass down to my kids.
My mother used to want chitlins every year for New Year's. My mom moved in with me in 2020. And she complained about the fact that I was not allowed this shit in my house.
Exactly. You not putting that shit on my
Ooh-wee.
microwave either. I've told my mom that a couple times. You not putting that shit in my microwave? No,
Oh, absolutely not. Nope.
he needs that shit cold.
Nope.
I'm so-
My mom will at least have the decency to put it outside.
I'm like, what you put chitlins in your plate for? We sitting there packing to go plates. She put chitlins on her plate and shit. I'm like, you ain't putting that shit in my microwave, my oven.
Oh no.
And I don't want to. Well, what
Well,
if I
I'm just
reheat it on
saying,
the stove? Hell no.
I'm Puerto Rican, and for our Puerto Rican Thanksgivings, there's usually rice and beans. There's pernil, which is the roasted pork, and
I love
I'm
that
really
roasted pork.
over the pork. No, I'm over it.
I
It's
love
like,
it. That's what my brother's girlfriend's Puerto Rican, and she makes that shit every year, and that shit is amazing. That's the only time we get it though.
okay. But also, we get it for the birthday if we want it. We
Exactly.
get it for
Yeah, we don't get it
graduation.
that
We
much.
get it. That's what I'm just over it. So I'm tired of that. Let's not bring that to our Thanksgivings
What's the
anymore.
rice called? What's your rice called?
Arroz con gandule.
Yeah, with the condolas, with the in American words, the pigeon peas, with
Yes,
the condulas.
correct.
The condulas
Right.
is what they're called in
Pigeon peas.
Spanish. But
Correct.
yes, so I'm familiar with that rice too as well. So,
Mhm.
oh man, so I actually hope she is around for Christmas so we can have that actually.
Yummy.
I'm gonna send her a little text message after this. Like, hey, can you make sure you are around for Christmas? But yeah, no, and y'all know, as of like this past Monday, that was the time that you guys, that Monday morning, y'all should have thrown that shit in the trash. There should be no more Thanksgiving food.
It's
Aw.
There should
over.
be no.
Just one more week.
No, they keep bringing that shit to work too. That's nasty. I was just sitting there, I'm like, oh, what is that, gravy? I was like, there's something wrong with that. I don't want that gravy. I don't want your mac and cheese. I don't want none of that. And and then stop putting that shit in the freezer too. Like, and for all, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this in the freezer. Okay, after 4 months, like, throw that shit in the trash.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, that's
Who
fair.
wants to sit there and ate what you ate 4 months ago? Like, I'm just like, oh nah. And then like, it don't even taste the same. It don't even taste like
And if you
grandma's
had that much
macaroni and
left
cheese.
over, if you had that much left over to freeze, then you're wasteful.
Yeah. Or you need to no. Or maybe just people don't like your cooking too.
Ooh, that's hurtful.
Just thought about this shit. And speaking of
Hurtful reality.
look, and speaking of people who like your cooking, all right. So like this time of year, people are like, or in general, people do potlucks. What are we not doing at the potlucks?
I'm not eating at the potluck.
See,
Why?
it depends on who's at the potluck.
Anything that it ends with casserole. I don't care if it's chicken casserole, bean casserole.
I don't do
I
casseroles.
just don't want
I don't do
no casseroles at the potluck.
I don't do casseroles at all. Sorry, not into that. And especially especially that green bean casserole. I'm not really into that.
Say it.
I'm not into that at all. That's not enticing to me.
Not even a little.
Or you know what? Maybe I have not made the rice person that can make it right. Because every time I say it just tastes like water green beans, like watery green beans to
Did
me.
you say you need the white person
No,
to make it right?
no, just the right person to make it for me. The right person. I just like, no, I just need the right person to make it for me, and then
You
maybe,
really wanted what the other day,
I do not.
Grace?
Hmm?
Oh,
Oh,
that
Grace in the
in the
comments says,
comments,
I really wanted that the other day.
Jenkins, you wanted that slop. I mean, maybe hey Grace, maybe if you make it right or something, maybe I can try it. But I'm not doing anything with
Okay.
casseroles.
Aw.
For me.
I'm not
I
doing. I'm not fucking really. I don't really fuck with other people's potato salad. I'll take a store bought potato salad over somebody's homemade potato salad at a potluck.
Wow.
Especially if I don't know the person, I'll just take a store bought one. And some people just need to stick to buying stick to bringing napkins. I know a couple of them. Just bring the napkins. Some people you can't even trust with the drinks these days. Be bringing that tropical thunder and shit. That Dr. Thunder or Dr. Pip or whatever it is, Mr. Pip. You can't even trust niggas with the sodas
Mr.
nowadays.
Thunder.
You can't even trust motherfuckers with the sodas nowadays. You bring the napkins.
Cola.
You'd be like, what is this? I bet you got like apple daps in your refrigerator, in your freezer, or in your pantry, or fruit rounds or something, or cherry ooze. I'm just like, no, I'm not. There's certain things you just can't fuck around with on that name brand.
My biggest issue with the potluck is that, like you said, you don't know everybody's living situation.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if they wash their hands while they cook.
Right.
Like, I need you to have, I don't know how clean your kitchen is. And then you got some people that have like pets, and they allow their pets to be up on the countertop. And that's what bothers me. When I used to work in the call center, they had a lady that they called Cat Lady. And I didn't know.
Yeah, oh, I can only imagine.
I never eat anything from Cat Lady because the shit be all on her clothes. They was like, if it's all on her clothes, you know it's in her food.
Oh Lord!
Oh my God! She's like, I made you guys a pie.
And she would go home every time with her shit.
Oh no!
Hey, I don't know, hey, Miss Cat Lady. Hey, Caitlin, here you go. It's still covered for you and everything. We just tied it back up. We didn't even take out the bag. Take it on back. That shit is nasty.
Come on. What's
this?
Up, Regina George?
She's like, yeah, no, I'm just going to go ahead and wash my hands after handing that back to you because I didn't caught contact. What is this?
Oh man.
What is this film? No. And what else when I'm not doing at the pot? Like, I'm trying to think. There's a couple other things that I don't really... Ugh. I don't do a lot of sweets at the potlucks, though. I prefer savory. I don't really fuck with a lot of people's macaroni and cheese. So if you get a compliment from me about your macaroni and cheese, like, you actually did something.
If your mac and cheese look like scalloped potatoes, don't ever offer that.
I actually had some mac and cheese the other day with some some breadcrumbs on it. That actually wasn't that bad. Can't say that I would put that on my macaroni and cheese at all. It's not something I'm handing down to either one of my sons. But it wasn't half bad. But I had it, and that shit was just like, what is this shit? Just spread. I don't know. It's just like slop. No, and then what else am I not doing at the? Ooh. Damn.
Don't bring no soup. Don't bring no soup to the potluck.
I mean, now I brought soup to a potluck the other day.
Unless it's a chunky soup, that's different. Like a more hearty, chunky soup. Yeah, but if you just bring a real soupy soup, like
liquid,
don't bring that watery soup.
Don't bring that broth.
None. Exactly.
Because what is this from your Thanksgiving ham broth? No, I'm good.
Ooh,
see, this is why I don't be fucking with other people's soup. This is why you can't eat at everybody's house. Because I'm like, no, I don't be fucking with. No, I don't do too many soups.
Because people find ways to recycle their food. That is true.
I'm not into the whole. I don't do that whole recycling thing. I got a coworker I work with. She keep her food until, oh my God, she gonna eat their Thanksgiving food until Christmas.
No,
I was just like, no, girl, you can't be doing that. And I told her I was gonna talk about her on my podcast show too. So hopefully she listening. If not, I'm still gonna be petty and send this shit to her because I can.
No,
I cooked last night and noticed that the turkey was still in the oven. I told my son, get rid of this.
Oh wow.
It's still here.
The turkey was still in the oven.
Yeah, get rid of this. I didn't even know this was still here.
Oh. You know, and you know,
That's
I'll tell you, I'm not doing this Thanksgiving to anybody or at the potluck either. I'm not really doing the butterball turkey situation either. That's
no.
yeah, you guys keep your butterball turkeys. I'm not doing that because they were over there essaying the turkeys. I'm not into that.
Oh my.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh my god, how, like what turns you on by like a turkey? Like, oh, what is that shit called? A cloaca? Oh yeah, I'm about to stick in that cloaca. Like that's just really nasty. Like, I just can't get past that shit. They sitting there out here pushing out eggs, and you sit there pushing it. So that's your update for butterballs. All right, y'all. I got some rapid questions for y'all. They might be triggering, but try to get them. Try to get through them as fast as you can. All right. First question. Oh Lord. Do you guys think Elon Musk is going to pretty much stay his full term or stay the full term that Trump is in office?
I think they're going to clash.
I think they're going to clash too.
Clash.
That's those two Eagles.
They're going to clash. So the answer is no for me.
All right. Next question. How do you guys feel about the Beyonce concert at the football game this year?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, no. It hasn't happened yet. It will be happening Christmas Day.
Yeah, I heard about that.
What?
No, well, Beyonce will be performing at the halftime show on Christmas Day. But, you know, it's basically going to be the Beyonce concert, and then they're just going to be, you know...
Because it's going to be streamed on Netflix and all of that.
Yeah, hopefully they're not buffering, but, you know, the football team, they're going to open up for Beyonce, and then that's going to be the end of that.
Well, in like I think it was 2012, 2013, she performed for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I made flyers for it and everything about me going to the Beyonce show. I didn't give a damn about that football game.
Exactly. Like, everybody's going to be focused on Beyonce. They're going to be empty after she walks off the stage. And let me tell you something. If you guys are there for the football game or whatever, and you know, you voted for like, you know, the whole red thing, and you're against the whole LGBTQI alphabet thing, y'all gonna be real uncomfortable at the Beyonce concert.
That's what it is.
Y'all gonna be very, very, very uncomfortable actually. Because she makes, well, I mean, actually, no, I'm going to take that back because Beyonce makes everybody feel comfortable. All right. How do you guys feel about Jonathan Majors and Megan Good getting married?
Child.
Megan getting married again.
Round 2.
My question is, like, I don't know these people, of course. I don't know anything about them.
Oh, my God. I love Megan Good since Cousin Skeeter. Since Friday.
No, I'm saying I don't know them personally.
I mean, I get that too.
Yeah, so I'm like, I wonder, is this like a trauma bond type of situation? Because they both came out of some situations and then like clean together. And I was like, initially people were thinking that maybe it was for publicity, but it's like, no, these people actually love each other. Like, he frowned up when people hugged on her and stuff. Like,
yeah,
they together.
That's his girl. All right. How do you guys feel about Nelly and Ashanti potentially having baby number 2?
Get it on out the way because, you know,
exactly. Now is the time. She most fertile. Go ahead and get it, baby, because y'all already older. Y'all have gotten back together, had the baby number 1. You know,
and didn't he just turn 50?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, it's time. They got to go. They got to get that. They got to get it in.
They better hurry up.
Get it in.
All right. Next question. Let's see. JB Fox's new stand-up coming out, and his new stand-up, his new stand-up is coming out soon. Actually, I think in a couple weeks on Netflix. I have it on my reminder. I know in there it's going to talk about the little situation that he had, that he was hospitalized, and it was allegedly happened by Diddy. So I definitely am looking forward to that.
Oh wow!
Definitely might have to watch that one with a friend.
I'm excited.
Looking out for that. Did any of you guys go and see Wicked?
I did.
Because I did go see Moana, Moana, Moana.
So,
Which
go ahead, go ahead.
they definitely racked up a hair shy of 400 million over the Thanksgiving weekend, which I did not find surprising because I'm a total Moana fan from the first movie. I did enjoy this movie. However, for me, I'm always gonna love the first, but I'll definitely watch the second again.
I get that. I mean, like you feel like you're invested, so you have to watch it. Like even if they came out with another Friday right now, I feel invested. Like I would have to go watch it.
Exactly.
I would say I'm a fan of both of them. I have not seen either one of the movies just yet, but I definitely I've already fallen in love with Cynthia Erivo.
Yes.
I think I've always liked Ariana Grande, but like I've actually now falling like I think in love with Ariana Grande because of their friendship.
Yes.
And like their friendship is just so like genuine. Like they're just holding each other's hand, like helping each other's out or whatever. They're looking for each other. They have like little calming mechanisms. They real good. They really good friends. So like I think the love of that, and then also too, what I've also learned. I guess I never really paid attention as a child, which like the whole Wizard of Oz things or whatever. Or I guess maybe I just didn't know the backstory or whatever. But like Elzebub, that's her name, right? The witch. The witch in the movie, yeah. What's her name? The witch in the movie or whatever. Basically, yeah, her storyline, like she's never was mean. She never really did anything hateful. She never did anything spiteful. Pretty much, she just wanted to be pretty much recognized for like that she was just green and that she pretty much like just wanted to fit in and be recognized and be equalized as well too. I was just like, damn, that was her storyline the whole time. I was just like, how is it that this story has been on Broadway for years? And remade movies, whatever, and basically, doesn't that story sound very familiar of what's going on today in this world?
Yes.
With black people, with brown people, people of color,
Absolutely.
Any opposed group.
So you guys are just like, so like that's like how y'all been well aware of like the racism that's been going on, whatever, because like this story has been told for years. And I know you got these stories in your homes, whatever. So like that's just kind of, I don't know. That made me open up like a different light. I was just like, somebody's been trying to tell y'all this story the whole time. Like even break it down to your version.
And then not only is she in the book version, not only is she of another color because she's the color green, but she also has both body parts.
Interesting.
So there's multiple things that separate her, socially from the social.
I don't know if you or if you all have ever heard about the first beings here were actually green. They were glowing because they had eaten the earth, the leaves, the grass, these type of things. But that's also a reason why Captain Planet was green, but he was actually a black man.
I always thought Captain Planet was black. That was one of my favorite TV shows growing up.
Quote unquote black.
All right, so another rapid question. How do you guys feel about Beyonce winning the #1 spot for greatest pop star of the 21st century?
I'm here for it. I think it's a little early. Even though I'm a Beyonce, even though I'm in the hive, I think it's a little early in the century to name a person. But if you're gonna name,
I agree.
If you're gonna name somebody, let it be Beyonce.
I mean, number 2 was Taylor Swift. Look, number 2 was Taylor Swift. I became a Swiftie last year because of the love and support, and like just 2 different genres of music, and the way how 2 women got our economy up actually last year because of their tours. So,
but that is said to be the century.
I mean, yeah.
That's what they're giving her, the century.
Yeah.
Artist.
Number 1.
She's done work for a century.
I mean, she's worked over 25 years.
I don't think that's a quarter. That's not a century. I say like JC, it's a little bit too early for that, and I wouldn't even nominate her right now.
True.
I can see the hard work, and with all due respect, I know because I'm also a fan. However, I just agree with JC in saying it's a little bit too early.
Don't be hating on my girl.
I'm not hating.
I'm
I
just
love
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Beyonce.
I
There is
love
no
Beyonce.
hate. I love the
I went to a
beats.
Beyonce I went to the Beyonce concert last year. I was so, oh my god, overwhelmed, and it was an experience. It was quite the. I feel like if you were not a Beyonce fan, you probably left her. Like, you know, somewhere like if you weren't a fan, you'd be like, all right, she all right. Like, cause you know, a lot of dudes had to bring their girls, so or they had to go with their girls. So they probably was just like, you know, she all right. But nah, all right. So next question: how do you guys feel about President Joe Biden pardoning his son? His son recently.
Kudos to him.
Exactly.
You know, if you know what's coming behind you, get your son out of danger. That's your blood.
I mean, he
Stop
did
being
anything
political
that he
because
did.
nobody else is being political.
Yeah.
So you stop being political
That,
and get your child out of there.
If any parent was in that position to get their kid pardoned or whatever, if you had access to that or whatever, any parent's going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like, why did y'all even think it was like even why is he even frowned upon? Why is he even? I just like the way how President Biden walked off. She was like, I wish your motherfucker would.
You have to think of it is because it's what it's the norm for them. That's what is expected, and when you're going against that, you're going to be frowned upon.
She said, "Sleepy Joe woke up." Yeah, he
woke up for that.
He woke up for that. Yeah, Sleepy Joe
That's
woke up.
right, Grace.
Shoot,
Sleepy Joe woke up for that.
Look, he was like, "Dad, you up? Mom, go in there and wake him up. I'm ready to get up out of here because he about to get out of the office. No. I need y'all to come over here and come get me now. Stop playing. Stop playing, Dad. It's in that car." Shit.
The fact that a sitting president had to pardon his son is a whole different topic, though.
That's true. All right. How do you guys feel about Orlando Brown making it back on the scene?
What scene?
Do what?
I mean, he's popping up on a lot of more podcasts these days. I'm just saying, like, he's popping up, and like, I don't know. I think people like his look. I think people like him. He was on the live, and I popped in on the live, and I was just like, yo, Orlando Brown, come and pop on the Geek'd Out with Trey. So I don't know if he's ever going to see it or if he's ever going to pop in. So if he does, I will be ecstatic, and I will be like, whoa, because I've been watching that dude for a minute. Since he's been like on,
I feel like it's really just the same thing.
Since he said do that stuff.
Wasn't he on Parenthood, and he was on some other shows too back in the day? All the black TV shows back in the day he was on.
But you remember him on Major Pain, right?
Major Pain, everything. Yeah. I remember him from a lot of things. So like, I'm here for you, Orlando Brown. I mean, I like to hear what you got to say. Shoot, come up here and speak your mind.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, if you side with the conspiracist people, which I try not to do, they say that, there are certain people who are knowledgeable of everything that's going on in the industry. And so then the industry turns around and try to make those people seem crazy. And
right.
Orlando Brown is one of those people, just like Jaguar Wright.
Allegedly.
But they're trying to make people seem crazy so that nobody believes the things that they are witnessing.
Right. But in my opinion, that's just a male version of Jaguar, because they doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I think they did an interview together. They did a podcast together, or a show together. They popped on together. But no, this is crazy.
Listen, I feel like he's comfortable now, knowing that he's been trying to speak out. His voice is getting louder. He's actually being heard, and he's getting more comfortable in his skin about that.
True.
And if that is what, and if that's what's giving him the healing that he needs, then let that man have his freedom of speech. Let him exercise it to the very whatever he can. I'm here for that. Whether it is truth or not, I'm happy that he found his space.
He's been saying stuff about Diddy for a long time.
Right.
And other celebrities that he named that he slept with personally, allegedly.
Oh man, I don't know. I'll be curious to see how that unfolds as well too. All right, y'all, we about to wrap up this show. I want to thank everybody for popping on. For Allison's her social media, you guys can follow on previous shows, and she has a list of all of them. And you can also pop into like the links as well too. Do you guys want to share your platforms as well too?
This is
You
JC.
can find. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Go ahead, Jay.
This is JC. That's JAYCE. You can find me on all platforms as JC_88. Again, that's JAYCE_88.
Ew, sexy. Cause we ate. They was cooking today with these topics, and we ate. We put it down. Thank you for having me, Trey. I appreciate you, JC, as well. For those that have been listening, my name is True Story. TRUSTURI. You can go ahead and Google me, baby. Trust me, it's a true story.
Oh, I like that. And for me, you can follow me for all Geeked Out with Trey platforms. All right. Let me stop that.